Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to take a look at the Great League Alolan Golem. Of course, after the C-Day, we kind of want to take a look at this in Great League as well. I could also make a video in Ultra League, as right now the Great League, the Ultra League and the level 50 Master League are available in Go Battle League. But yeah, like we are here in the Great League. You see my team already have like super bulky XL stuff around it. Main reason is I didn't really expect that this thing would work whatsoever, and I was not wrong but also not right. I actually managed to get a 5-0 set with this team, which I did not expect, but also I got I think a 3-2 and a 2-3 set with this team. 3 of the losses, which you're not gonna see here, were me forfeiting immediately because my opponent had a Trevenant lead. I swapped into my Alolan Golem and they had a Galarian Stunfisk in the back, so I was completely hard countered and I couldn't do anything, and I just forfeited. This happened 3 times. So like, I'm completely honest with this. Like, this of course can happen, and this happened as well. I wouldn't recommend you the team. I don't think like you're gonna be here to gonna build this team now with Alolan Golem, but who knows? Like, it actually still worked. It still went positive with this. I mean, I went 5-0. It was just super weird, and of course my rest of the team carried me all the way along. Like, this is basically the team that I usually run with Lickitung if I really want to try hard. My main goal here was actually to try out how good the Bastion is, as we have now a Araquanid in the meta, and of course Araquanid is a very big threat, and you can just completely shut this thing down with the Alolan Golem. Also with the Alolan Golem, but also with the Bastion, of course, as my opponent goes into their Alolan Golem, baiting me there with the Rock Blast, as we can go for one more Psychic KOing this thing, and we see the Sableye coming in here, which we still should have a decent shot against it this time around after we played it in the Master League. We are going here for a double nuke Alolan Golem, which should do some nice damage to my opponent. Tomorrow we're gonna have the Alolan Marek available, I think, so you're gonna see a video about this in like around 12 hours roundabout, I think. So like, stay tuned for this, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a like if you could. I actually haven't asked for this for ages really in the video, but it really helps. But yeah, right now in the last week of the preseason, or the interlude season anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much, but definitely always helps, just a reminder. But here we're gonna go into the next matchup. We have a Lickitung against our Machamp. Of course, this is a decent matchup, but also not the best. I had several times today, I know that other people had this on Twitter as well, where my charge move did 1 damage, or like the minimum amount of damage instead of the full damage, which happened literally 3 times in 3 sets, which is not really fun and actually is kind of awkward. I don't know if everything is in there. I'm pretty sure at least 1 time it's in there. So we have here, actually we can go for 2 wild charges. You get to the wild charges so fast. Like, actually Rollout is such a cool move. I really hope that we get this on Miltank, because I think it makes it like such a good meta Pokemon. Like, imagine a Body Slam Miltank with a Rollout. Like, you get to it so fast. I think you need like always like 3 or something quick moves, and sometimes even only 2, which is insane. So like, this is gonna be such a nice Pokemon if it ever comes out. As my opponent here has the Hydro Pump, it's basically game over, I think, at this point. Don't see how we are supposed to win this game still. I had to hope that they don't have Hydro Pump, as Hydro Pump is actually not the recommended moveset anymore in Azumarill. Azumarill usually nowadays runs the Play Rough and the Ice Beam because it's needed for the Trevenant and the Walrein meta. For both of them, it's definitely the best move. As we can go for 1 move here, as we can go for the Psychic. I think this is actually the Psychic that does 1 damage. Yep, look at this. Or like the minimum amount of damage. I hit all the bubbles, didn't work. Thanks for this, and we don't die. I don't think it really mattered here in this game anyway, but still, of course, this is still annoying if the game doesn't work at all. Especially as I'm gonna go to Bremen soon for the international, not the international, for the regional tournament there. I'm really hyped to see when my charge moves do like next to no damage when I'm there. It's gonna be amazing. 10 out of 10 experience. Actually, a 10 out of 10 experience as well. The Registeel matchup against Golem, as we're gonna be able to farm down, I think, after like if he lets 2 go, like we're gonna be able to farm down always, and he shields next one up, which is fine, but we just got shield as well. We can realign our Pokemon. We have like even a wild charge stored here still, as they go into Umbreon, as we get some more lag, as we try to go for 1 wild charge, as my opponent gets 3 moves in. Very nice, all perfectly working fine here. as they get to the move here because of this, which is really annoying because now we're missing a wild charge, and I think this actually costs us the game again, which is amazing. So we actually would have been able to win way more games. I think nearly every game where we didn't get completely hard-rolled by having Trevenant in the lead and Stunfisk in the back, we actually were able to nearly always win, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we're gonna be able to just die here because we don't have the damage on this Umbreon to win this game anymore. Like, actually, if we got the wild charge out, which we are supposed to get off, we would have been easily able to win this game. As you see already, this thing is super low. Like, we would have either hit one Ice Punch, which would have KO'd him at this point, or we would have hit the wild charge, which would have KO'd in this point. So this loss would have been also a win. Next up, we're gonna have Medicham against Stunfisk. Finally, we have this Stunfisk in the lead and not in the back. As we see a Medicham swapping into us, we can go for one Psychic, and the Psychic gonna be able to do some pretty nice damage against my opponent. But of course, you're gonna see a problem here. I have nothing in the back anymore for the Stunfisk, and there is nothing I can do here anymore in general, as I kind of have to use all my shields up here, and Stunfisk can just KO me with one Earthquake, and they're gonna go into a different Pokemon anyway, which gonna be the Araquanid, which we have two good answers in the back with this team. We're gonna catch the move here, but they just can swap out into their Stunfisk now. We can go for Stone Edge, which is just single resisted, luckily. But, or is it? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is only single resisted, as far as I know. But I might be wrong with this. Maybe it's double resisted. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for the Stone Edge. It looks like single resisted damage. So we can go for some Ice Punches here, but there's not a lot that I can do here anymore, as they can go for the move, which gonna be the Earthquake. And this gonna be a good game. Yeah, it's not the ideal scenario. We have the Sableye against us. Looks like a Hundo Sableye from back in the day. We see the Bastion coming in here against our Alolan Golem. What can Alolan Golem do against a Bastion? And you see, I'm pretty sure that this thing is not XL, to be honest. I don't think this Bastion is XL here, as I don't really expect that 3 wild charges would have KO'd him otherwise. But here we can at least get one shield from my opponent. Of course, we don't really care about the damage that Bastion is gonna do against us, as we're gonna be able to farm him down. We see the Sableye coming in, we swap perfectly into our Bastion, and let's see what they have in the back, as it's gonna be an Azumarill. And I misplay here a little bit because I was distracted looking at something. Looking something up in general. As we see, the play rough here means they don't have Hydro Pump, like they didn't even went to Hydro Pump. But what you're gonna see here gonna be a misplay by me, as I'm gonna be shielding this move, which I didn't want to. I just didn't pay attention to the battle. So I went into my Medicham now. I should be able to snipe my opponent, but with the Psychic here, getting him to 1 HP in a Dream. And we can still get to 1 Ice Punch here. I hope that my opponent doesn't farm me down, because otherwise it's gonna be tough, as they're gonna let this move go, and they can farm me down, and I don't have like enough shields left anymore. This is gonna be a good game. We're gonna try to go for the charge move here just to do like 1 damage, as my opponent has 2 charge moves anyway, and maybe this 1 damage comes in clutch, as we can get 1 quick move through, which is amazing for us, as we actually gonna be able to farm down, winning us still this game here, which was very nice, just because Bastion is actually still a very good Pokemon. Like, people underestimated it, but of course in the Trevenant meta here, my opponent just got 3 free what's it called? 3 free Shadow Claws against me. Thank God this game works so well. It's like insane, honestly. Like, today the game was super broken. Like, and we at the end last week of the interlude season to fix the game, and the game was completely busted. Amazing. We can still farm down here with my Medicham, I guess, which is gonna be very nice, as they go for the Body Slam. And we're gonna see us going for the Ice Punch now. My opponent gets to move because he got so many quick moves through there. I don't know if this was a Shadow Ball, so I had to shield. We go for the Ice Punch, which does a nice amount of damage, as we see the Skuntank coming in here, which is good for us, as Skuntank kinda gets hard-walled by our Bastion, which should win us the game here. If they let this go, we can farm down the other thing. If they don't let this go, we can get to another charge move for the Trevenant, which gonna be able to win us the game anyway here, so good game there. But still, like, again, the lag in the beginning, like 3 fast moves from my opponent. Thanks for this. We can go for 1 Flamethrower, and we're gonna be able to take this game home. Yeah, good game there. Ash sucks. I don't know what the last word was there, but very cool name already. We see the Swampert here. Swampert coming in with the Hydro Cannon. The Hydro Cannon doesn't do, I mean, does still do nice damage. We can go for one Ice Punch as he let this go as well, and we can farm this Swampert down, which is nice for our backline. I expect them to have a flying type in the back, and they're gonna reveal a Rangaroo, which is something that I didn't expect. This is not a flying type, by the way. So we can swap into our Alolan Golem. We get the moves through. We have 3 moves in already, which is going to put us into one wild charge range already, as we can go for 1 wild charge here against this Lickitung, which gonna do some nice damage, and I think they're gonna let the last move go here as well, which puts them into a range where I can farm down, get to another wild charge against this Oranguru, and actually Alolan Golem gonna be able to really swap the match up here, as we can go for 1 Ice Punch, and that's not gonna do as much, but we can just farm down with our Bastion, which my opponent just decides to surrender anyway. Good game there to my opponent, but this was actually a good game from our Golem. Next up, we're gonna have the Azumarill coming in against our Alolan Golem. I'm just gonna try to get some damage on him here, or get the shields. We get the first shield, we can go for another wild charge. Do we get the next shield as well here? We do. So we are 2 shields up. I don't really want to risk it anymore, so I'm just gonna let it go. And I'm knowing that my mage, I'm gonna have a very good time still against this Azumarill, as you're gonna see that this Psychic gonna do some nice damage against him. And as I said, it's very likely that I don't run the Hydro Pump, as it's currently not the ideal moveset on this thing. I store on move, and you see them not throwing, and they run right out the clock so they can swap out, so they definitely don't have Hydro Pump, which is very nice for me, as they're gonna go into the Drapion, which we should be able to do some nice damage against with our Stone Edge. They can go for another move. I'm just gonna shield this move up here as we're debuffed. As we get another debuff in here as well, we can throw perfectly before them, and we're gonna swap out now anyway, as we're gonna be debuffed the entire time there. They swap into the Azumarill. They nearly got the refund there from me. I really wanted to throw onto the Azumarill because I had so much energy, but like it kind of didn't work out that well, as they can go into their Frosters. But Frosters against a Bastion, what do you expect? There's not a lot that they can do here anymore. Even a Shadow Ball doesn't really put me into range for anything else, and we can go for 1 Stone Edge, winning us this game here. Good game to my opponent, even though we had a horrible lead there. We came back from this. Next up, we have the Piano Man with the Toxicroak. Toxicroak, of course, something I don't want to face with my backline, but we have our perfect alignment here with our Magicham in the lead, which can go for 1 Ice Punch here to bait the Psychic, as they gonna not fall for it. So I'm just gonna go for another one. It's gonna be a CMP tie. This can only be a Mud Bomb, so we can let it go. And our Ice Punch comes through, KOing the Toxicroak. We see the Altaria. Of course, we have 2 good answers in the back, and we see the Greedent coming in here. And this matchup was super scuffed. He denies me here first time. We can go for 1 Wild Charge. This Wild Charge gets the shield. We can go for another Wild Charge. They get the extra move through. And we're gonna see my opponent getting another shield here for free, which does no damage. They can farm me down, which is really amazing. Thanks game, this works perfectly fine. And we see the Altaria coming in. We go into the Bastion. I'm actually more scared by the Altaria than the Greedent at the current time, because I think like I kind of don't want to farm all the way down, because I would like waste a lot of energy and health with this. So I'm just gonna throw my move. I'm not gonna allow him to get to another charge move, but now count how many times he denies me. 1. First crunch comes through. Second crunch comes through, another deny. Like, it's so insane. We can go for ours. We actually deny him here as well with CMP. We will see. No, we actually denied him as well. And my opponent gonna deny me again 3 times in a row for him. Amazing. As we can swap perfectly onto the charge move, which is nice, which is gonna allow us to win this game. But holy hell, I was raging there. We get like my opponent gets the free shield because the game doesn't work and didn't register my charge move damage. My opponent denies all the turns there. It was a nice time. Speaking of a nice time, Jellicent in the lead against a Magicham is definitely not a nice time, as they're gonna be able to go for 1 wild charge, which should put him into a pretty decent range here to KO him, but of course they shield this because they know about this, so we can go for another wild charge, and they shield it again. And they go for another move, and I was like, maybe our Bastion gonna be able to win this. Maybe I should have shielded there to get to another wild charge. I don't know. I think the shield would have been the better option, but maybe they would have catched. Maybe they would have swapped out in general. Who knows, as we can go into our Bastion now, and my opponent of course denies me the entire time as well. Maybe something was off with my internet today. I don't know, like I got denied entire time. I still went positive with this, which is insane. But like again, I don't know. Like I don't know. Why is this game doing this to me? It hurts. It hurts watching again. I'm just getting denied every single turn from every single opponent. It's amazing as we see the Talonflame coming in here, which I also really didn't pay attention again to the battle, but hey, this is me. I'm gonna go for one Psychic here. I think my opponent maybe didn't expect me to have another move already, as this doesn't KO, but we can go for one Ice Punch still, which is nice. And we can farm down now this Jellicent, which is really amazing for us, as they reveal the Warren in the back. And here we go again. We are waiting to see that the Psychic does no damage. Thanks game for working, but now you see the craziest stuff as this comes through in KOs, which shouldn't have ever happened. So like the Psychic damage came through there for whatever reason. This is gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow with the Shadow Alolan Merrick and have a great rest of your day. Bye.